there is a concept that I very strongly believe in, and I call it the 5% rule. The 5% rule is pretty simple. Every time you do something personally or professionally, especially things that are repetitive in nature, especially things that you have to do it again and again, every time you do it a little better. You do it a 5% better. The whole logic behind this is that there are certain things, especially in your professional life, that you need to continuously improve. Leadership skills, communication skills, work that you're involved in, and making huge changes on a day-to-day basis can be very difficult, because as humans we take time to improve, we take time to think, we take time to be a better version of ourselves every single day. And trying to do a lot of things can result in a lot of negativity, a lot of burnout, and a lot of results that are very detrimental to your growth. So I strongly believe in this concept called the 5% rule. But the first idea is that you always go above and beyond what is expected of you, especially in the work. So one example is that I have a daily stand-up meeting with my team, and every time I meet them, I try to push each and every one of them to go above and beyond, and push myself as well. So for example, one of the topics of discussions in our meeting was that we need to have a stronger messaging, a stronger marketing push as well. And so even though I'm no good in marketing, my public speaking is not that great, and as a CEO I have a lot of work to do. I strongly believe that I need to lead by example, and so I started putting out a lot of brand and marketing content. Every time I try to make it a little better version of it than it is before, and I hope that trying to show that kind of goes a long way in ensuring in communicating with my team how important it is to go above and beyond. And just the fact that I've been able to build Xena so far is because I've been able to really push myself outside my comfort zone. I've been able to do things that I would have never usually done. And that's my second point of the 5% rule, which is to go outside your comfort zone. One good example of this is public speaking. I used to be terrified of public speaking. I still am to an extent. I think it's natural. It comes automatically in me whenever I have the prospect of talking to a large audience. My heart goes up, and I have these thoughts which convey in my mind of what others will think of me. And it was a pain, but then I pushed myself, or rather I got opportunities to push myself to do more of public speaking and kind of build up that level of confidence, thanks to which I've been able to overcome a lot of my fear that have come outside, going outside my comfort zone as well. And that takes me to my third aspect of the 5% rule, which is to be self-aware. Self-awareness is a double-edged sword. The more you know yourself, the more you are aware what buttons work for you, the more you are aware of what you need to do to get certain things done. But at the same time, that can also be a very strong limiting factor. For example, if you think that you are risk averse, if that is a very ingrained thought in you, you would never take decisions that will put you at risk, or you would rather never take conscious actions that can make yourself better. So it is definitely a double-edged sword, knowing yourself. But on the other hand, knowing yourself can also help you push yourself to become a better version of you. I know that I have a very strong stage fright, and so knowing that, instead of running away from it, I've tried to push myself in being more public, especially in the role that I'm in right now as a CEO. It's very important for me that I'm able to communicate effectively to the outside world. And that takes me to my fourth point, which is living in permanent discomfort. So discomfort is not necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a good thing. People do a lot of things to put themselves in a level of discomfort, which include working out, taking cold plunges, having very uncomfortable conversations with others, and doing so is probably one form of going outside your comfort zone, but consciously putting yourself in that level of discomfort can have a positive impact in other parts of your life. But again, it's very important to be self-aware, to know where your limits are. One example for me is that I love taking hot showers. It's a real pleasure of mine. When I was growing up in India, I didn't have easy access to hot water, so I used to have bath in cold. But now when I do access to really easy access to warm showers, I love doing it. But one day I decided, like, let's see how it is to take a cold shower, and I hate taking cold showers. But the moment I took that, something changed in me. Something, I don't know what it is, probably it's silly, but it kind of motivated me to push myself harder, sleep a little less, work a little harder. So that just gave me the idea that if one is able to consciously recognize what level of discomfort can actually make them a better person, I think that can play a big role, especially when you're a leader and when you have to take very hard decisions, when you have to talk to a lot of people. Really be in the pulse of where your company is, because you have to take the company forward. You have to make sure your team is motivated, and you have to make sure you yourself are motivated. So I think these aspects are very important if you hope to be a leader as well, which includes lifting everyone around you. And at the end of the day, another important aspect of the 5% rule is that you become conscious of the fact that you are competing with yourself, nobody else. Everyone has their own journey, everyone has their ups and downs in life, and it's very easy to compare your life with others. It's very easy to think of perceived success of other people and kind of play a very negative role in how you perceive your own life as well. So I think it's very important that if someone were to follow the 5% rule, apart from going above and beyond, going outside the comfort zone, being self-aware and living in permanent discomfort, it kind of gives you a very rounded approach and a thought that who you're really competing with, who you're really trying to be 5% better than, is nobody else but yourself. And I also strongly believe that following this rule consistently will have a compounding effect on every aspect of your life, be it personal or professional. And so this is something that I'm sure I must have picked bits and pieces of it from different places, but this is something that I truly believe in, and I try to motivate my team as much as possible to follow this rule, because I know that having 5% increments is very easy, but in the long run it can have an exponentially huge impact on your life.